At their annual BlizzCon event in 2014, the wildly successful game studio Blizzard Entertainment showed off a new game they had in the works called Overwatch. And from that first reveal, it was clear the appeal of Overwatch resided in its cast of characters, a diverse assortment of heroes, each with unique traits and abilities. The roster revealed at BlizzCon included men and women, sentient robots, and super intelligent gorillas. However, for all the apparent variety and diversity in the heroes Blizzard showed off at the game's debut, there wasn't much diversity to be seen in the body types represented by the female heroes. The male characters introduced that day included the towering knight Reinhardt, the sturdy engineer Torbjorn, the agile archer Hanzo, and the hulking simian scientist Winston, among others. The 5 female characters introduced consisted of the slender adventurer Tracer, the slender healer Mercy, the slender support character Symmetra, the slender sniper Widowmaker, and the slender but well-armored security chief Pharah. Overwatch was hardly alone in having all of its female characters share a similar physique. In Ultra Street Fighter IV, characters such as Dalsum, Hakan, E. Honda, Rufus, and Vega represent a significant range of male body types. Looking at the roster of female characters, however, while some may be a bit taller than others or have slightly larger thighs, not one of them represents a notable departure from the slender body type that has been established as the standard of conventional female attractiveness. Similarly, when we look at the champions on offer in the hugely popular MOBA League of Legends, we see the designers employing a wonderful range of body shapes and proportions across dozens of male characters, from the classic muscular warrior physique of Taric, to the hefty beer belly of Gragas, to the cartoonishly disproportionate body of Dr. Mundo. There isn't any one male body type that is presented as the standard default male body type, and the value of these characters is definitely not connected to their sexual desirability. But when we look at the female heroes, there's nothing approaching the diversity we see on the male side of the roster. There are a few noteworthy variations from the standard. Illaoi is somewhat more muscular than many of the female characters. Jinx has smaller breasts, and there's the cute gnome-like Tristana. But the overwhelming majority of female characters make it clear that a slender figure with prominent breasts is viewed as the standard for female character design. Likewise, in Dota 2, male heroes can be handsome or comical, outlandish or grotesque, while female heroes are mostly relegated to being standard humanoid characters with conventionally attractive facial features. Where are all the female rock creatures, skeletal priests, and whatever this thing is? When the majority of women who populate these game worlds are designed from the same narrow template, the problem isn't just what we're seeing in games, it's what we're not seeing. The fact that fat women and women with different body shapes aren't featured in these worlds reinforces the false notion that these women are less valuable and less worthy of recognition than those women whose bodies come closer to matching the cultural beauty standards.
This is a message
to every lone man out there searching,
wandering through a desert full of sand,
every man with eyes deeper than oceans,
with a heart as big as a bus full of other buses. You should date my mom!
The Discovery Channel presents The Real Woman.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Homophobia. Homophobia, the fear of homosexuals, but what exactly is there to be afraid of? Let's say one day you're shopping at the Mall of America with your teenage son and you spot a homosexual.
The Real Woman has 5 rows of sharp triangular teeth and 7 gills on either side of its head. Notice how it is entirely hairless.
This homosexual immediately drag your son into the nearest Banana Republic, fill him up with pills and booze until he's little more than a walking, lisping episode of Sex in the City. And he's totally a Samantha.
My mom has 3 jobs. Will you bring her coffee that she doesn't have time to drink?
My mom is very social. Will you drive her to Mahjong Club?
The Real Woman may appear aggressive or intimidating, but you are statistically more likely to drown than die as the result of a Real Woman attack.
When I had a sty, my mom rubbed my cat's tail against my eye 3 times. Are you down with my cats?
One day, you might need to drop your husband off at the doctor for a prostate exam. Just because the doctor happens to be gay.
My mom swears she's seen Mark Wahlberg like 17 times.
That's not Mark Wahlberg. That's a 13-year-old boy eating a sandwich.
The gay doctor will, of course, start out nice enough, gently massaging your husband's prostate with his index and middle fingers. But before long, it'll turn into a full-blown physical of fisting. And soon, you'll notice your husband has new friends named Bruce that always wear leather chaps.
The Real Woman exercises constantly, has even evolved to give birth on the go, for it is a well-documented fact that if a real woman stops swimming, it dies.
Just because your husband sees a gay doctor doesn't mean you'll have to run to the smitten kitten for a set of anal beads. Your sex life will remain as vanilla as possible every Wednesday night like clockwork. And gentlemen, you have it on my honor. It is safe to send your wife to the Home Depot to pick up some grout.
Are you gonna have the audacity to correct her? And you have no excuses.
You don't have to be my dad.
Do you like reading bedtime stories? Me neither, because I'm a grown-ass woman. I know how to read.
Sure, it's safe until she meets Lou, the Home Depot's grouting and cock expert, a woman with very large thumbs. Faster than you can say Tegan and Sarah, you'll be booted out of the house and replaced by a belt sander and a vibrator shaped like a dolphin.
Real women have curves and fins and the cold black eyes of a ruthless predator.
Date my mom! So if you have the gumption to spend time with a woman as majestic as a baby cherub eating a Chobani yogurt with a digestive system so robust, she could eat a baby cherub.
2 cherubs.
And if you are anything unlike her last boyfriends, please let us know.
The Home Depot is simply a quality home improvement superstore, not some queer meat market.
The Home Depot is the Sodom and Gomorrah of modern times.
A curious behavior of the real woman is its tendency to utilize its razor-sharp incisors to tear apart the throat of any motherfucker who chooses to notify us of the ocean of taxonomical classifications we must satisfy to be entitled real.
You might as well buy the wifey poo a one-way ticket to the Isle of Lesbos. And you, sir, are not safe there either. The place is crawling with gay do-it-yourselfers. Stick to Menards or else.
My mom's last boyfriend would send her pictures of himself shirtless from the gym. She doesn't have the data plan for that.
My mom's last boyfriend's mustache looks like a bird's nest on his face. Pigeons use that shit when they got tired from flying everywhere.
Pigeons!
Date my mom!
Real women cook. Real women clean. Real women raise children. Real women really want children. Real women wear makeup, but real women also don't wear makeup.
Gay people are everywhere.
My mom's last boyfriend dressed up as Borat for Halloween. That's fucked up.
Because they're taking over. Every time one of the gays does your wife's hair, he's just filling her up with chemicals so that she'll lactate homo milk into the mouths of our babes. And soon they shall raise a twee gay army, and we'll all be forced to bow down before the might of the rainbow flag.
Real women cover up. Real women are classy. Real women watch their weight. Real women are always presentable, and real women are never demanding because real women put others first.
My mom's last boyfriend worked for Verizon.
He didn't even get us a family plan.
Real women can take a joke if it's funny.
And there is nothing you can do to stop it, bitches.
Do you have what it takes?
My mom still plays the 1992 version of Spider Solitaire.
My mom keeps tiny jars of Tabasco sauce in her purse with her at all times, just in case.
My mom once drove 2 hours back home for her sunglasses when she really left them on her head.
My mom's run 7 marathons. When her knee starts spontaneously bleeding at her 26th mile, are you gonna be there with Band-Aids so she can patch that shit up herself?
Fact. Female sharks have evolved incredibly thick skin because male sharks have actually been biting them for so long, it has started to affect their genetics.
My mom's so independent, she doesn't even need to date you.
Women have been caged, fanged spectacles for so long, it has started to affect our genetics.
That's how dateable my mom is.
Women have evolved into ruthless, bloodthirsty killing machines.
My mom once made too many nachos and ate all of them.
My mom once yelled at a waiter for giving her the wrong meal even though she had already eaten it.
But you see, sharks are fucking scary.
My mom does not need to make space for you. But if you're cool enough, maybe she will. Can you handle her cool?
Nobody has to ask a shark if it is real. A shark does not have a list of checkboxes to tick off to justify its existence. But no one ever worries that a shark might ever emerge from its allotted space and begin to fuck shit up.
Can you be the Odysseus to her Penelope?
The ham to her ham and cheese.
But not really because my mom keeps kosher.
The horseradish to her gefilte fish.
The Michael to her buble.
But she calls him bubbly.
Society does not expect that a shark or a woman might ever evolve into a person.
Hello, are you a person of color looking to get a loan, a job, or avoid police harassment? Please call the 1-800 White Man Privilege Hotline now. Our roster of white men will come to your rescue in almost any situation. Avoid redlining. We can co-sign your mortgage, help you hail a cab downtown, and stop store managers from following you. At job interviews, we can give you that special seal of approval. Our white men will vouch for your intelligence, and you won't even have to remove your dreadlocks. All right, Jamal?
But when one of us does, whoever fucks with her is gonna need a bigger boat.
Can you handle the bubbly? Can you?
What's up, my beautiful black babies, and welcome to another episode of Lajni War. Now, in today's episode, we are going to be talking about African American vernacular English and how basically because of white supremacy and racism and anti-blackness and everything rolled up into one, the way in which we speak is deemed as improper or broken English or considered to be outright garbage. What compelled me to actually make a video on this is because of racism and on top of that, ableism, those who use African American vernacular English are seen to be as uneducated, less intelligent, and just overall inferior or wrong. It is very ableist, one, to assume that because of the way in which someone speaks that they are somehow unintelligent and that is somehow reason enough to treat them badly or to, you know, dismiss what they have to say or to not to take them seriously. That's very ableist. When we use our own native tongue, we are automatically cast aside as ghetto or just a slew of other negative attributes. You know, we aren't really taken seriously if we use African American vernacular English in certain social situations. It is very much a form of oppression because black people find themselves having to do what's called code switch, which is basically switching in and out of African American vernacular English and general American English. How you speak is valid. Your speech patterns are valid. Don't let no fucking racist tell you that the way in which you speak is not valid. The way in which you speak is improper or the way in which you speak is wrong or inferior, because it's not true. I mean, it's just literally not true. You know, so basically, if the hierarchy of racism was reversed, if there was black supremacy and white people were the ones who suffered from racism, then you bet you African American vernacular English would be the official language of the